Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, it's Zainab. I hope you're all doing well, inshallah. So I've been meaning to make this video, or it could be a series of videos at this point, for a long time, and I don't know why I've been putting it off. I guess I had to do some research about it, so I think I'm ready now. This video or series of videos is about Mut'ah, which means, for those who don't know, it means temporary marriage. It's like a temporary marriage contract. And I'm going to go into a little bit of an explanation into it for those who don't know about it. But the reason why I'm making this video or series of videos, which will probably end up being, is because as a Shia Muslim, one of the things that I and my fellow Shia brothers and sisters get slandered about most is our belief in Mutah marriage. Non-Shia Muslims call it prostitution marriage, but that's not what it is. They just like to use that against us because they don't believe in it. So temporary marriage is like a regular marriage contract. Mutah marriage contract involves two consenting people as well as Allah as the overseer. You're making a contract between the three of you. It's not like, and that's what makes it a halal relationship. The difference is that you agree on a set time period for this contract, which could be an hour, 2 hours, 3 days, 2 months, 10 months, a year, 6 years. It could be, it has an expiration date. So it's a marriage contract with an expiration date, and you can renew it as well. So you can set it for a year, and then when the year's up, you can say your vows again and renew it for another year. So ideally, the man still has to ask permission from the woman's wali. Wali means protector. Usually in Islamic culture and tradition, women have male protectors, which are usually their fathers, until they get married, and then husband becomes the wali of the woman. It just means protector. If a woman is unmarried and she doesn't have a father, it could be her brother. If she doesn't have a brother, it could be her uncle or cousin. Anyway, so in a temporary marriage contract, ideally the man would still ask her wali for her hand. That's not always possible because some women who enter into temporary marriage contracts are widows or divorcees, and sometimes it's not always possible, in which case it is what it is. But it's ideal if the man does ask her wali, but I mean, sometimes a woman, if she's older and she enters into one of these contracts, she doesn't have a wali, and that's fine. In that case, it's fine. What can you do, right? As long as they're both consenting and they both understand and they both agree on a time period for the contract. And she also has to get a dowry. So that's why, he has to, whoever she marries, for the set time, so temporarily, he has to give her a dowry. So they agree on a dowry, however much they agree on, he has to pay her, and he can't take it away from her after they divorce. So that's how it is also similar to a regular marriage contract. Now, the reason why non-Shia Muslims like to use this against us and they call it prostitution marriage, is because of the set time limit. You can set it for 1 hour, and they say, oh, so a woman can get married for 1 hour and then divorce and then go to another guy and marry 10 guys in one night, which allows her to obviously sleep with 10 guys in one night. So the reason why they are wrong in saying that it's a prostitution marriage, or that a woman can marry 10 guys in one night, is that just like a regular marriage contract, when the two parties get divorced, there is still an iddah period, which means a waiting period. If they have had sexual relations during this time of their marriage, then there is a waiting period of, I believe it's 3 months, correct me if I'm wrong, but if they have had sexual relations during this marriage, she has to wait 3 months to make sure she's not pregnant. So she's not allowed to go and marry another man after divorcing the first man for 1 hour, or however long it is that they are married. So, they are wrong in saying that. It's not a prostitution marriage. Okay, let me give you an example of a friend of mine, a sister of mine. She is happily married with her husband right now for 5 years, permanent marriage. But they had a Mut'ah marriage before they got married for about a year and a half. Because they couldn't afford to get married properly with the marriage ceremony, flying their parents and their families over because both their parents and families live in different countries, and they live here. And so they wanted to fly their families over for their wedding, but they also loved each other and they wanted to be together. In order to make their relationship halal, as in so that it's not having sex outside of marriage, which of course in Islam is a sin. We don't believe in having sex outside of marriage. So the Mutah marriage, which was allows them to have a sexual relationship in a halal way, so they're not doing haram. So they entered into a Mutah marriage contract for a year and a half until they could afford to have a regular marriage ceremony and fly their families over from their consecutive countries from where they were from. So that's an example of how Mutah marriage can be used to benefit people so that they can have relationships that are halal and not haram. So let's get into some of the reasons why we believe that Mutah marriage, that it is lawful in Islam. Non-Shia Muslims believe that Mutah was prohibited on the day of the Battle of Khaybar, which occurred in Al-Hijrah 7, the 7th year of Al-Hijrah, I believe. So in the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir, volume 2, page 423, the Tafsir of Surah An-Nisa, which is chapter 4, and we're looking at ayah number 24, which says in the Holy Quran, so with those amongst them whom you have enjoyed, sexually it means, give them their required due, as in pay them what they have asked you for in return, which sounds like prostitution, but it's not. It's like, if you want to enjoy someone's time, someone's body, you can't have it for free. No. You gotta give them something in return for that. Even though you're both enjoying it, it's like, and it's a dowry that goes from the man to the woman, never the other way around. The woman never has to pay the man. So, because men's desires are stronger. Women have desires too. Women have urges too. And that's why Mutah marriage is lawful, because we're human. We have urges, we have desires, right? Anyways, stay tuned for part 2.